guys? Welcome back to Strong Successful Male. And a big happy Thanksgiving to all you guys around the US of A. Hope you guys have a really good day with your family and friends, eat a lot of good food and all that. And for the rest of you guys in the world, happy Thursday. So for today, going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy. He is in his 40s, I believe. He is a father of 3 actually, and he has been really struggling. It has been an absolute uphill battle since his divorce, and his ex is doing everything possible to make his life a nightmare. With the kids, child support, all that type of thing. No surprise here. And this guy could really use our help and support because he really has been testing his strength. This is a guy who is not backing down, who's doing everything he can for his kids to be there for them, even though the ex is making it as difficult as humanly possible. Big freaking surprise. As well as the courts playing their games with a good father. And I thought we'd go over here, guys, to show you what a guy has to go through nowadays and what a man has inside of him, what we can go through, the strength we have to be strong for those we care about. It's in deep down, and to never give up, as this guy isn't giving up either. And hopefully it sounds like things are moving in the right direction. But I'm also doing this that hopefully you guys, when you watch this, can give this guy some well-needed support. Because every guy has his breaking point. And I don't think he's there yet, but my God, he's going through a lot. So for any of you guys that have been through this before, or any lawyers out there, or anybody out there that can just offer him some advice or support, he could use it on a day like this. So he says here, hey SSM, you can call me Jack. I've been a long-time listener and finally am able to add a point to the community. What I'm about to share is a story I never thought I'd live, let alone write down. It's a story about the wrong woman, the wrong assumptions, a pandemic at the wrong time, and a court system that nearly crushed me. No surprise there. But it's also a story about refusing to walk away from your kids no matter what it cost. I met Jessica when we were teenagers. This is an appropriate name. She was my buddy's little sister. Pretty wild, unpredictable, the kind of chaos young men mistake for passion. How stupid we can be. Obviously, she was good looking, probably a little crazy. We dated off and on for years. Every breakup, she'd jump into somebody else's arms. And once, I came home from a school trip and found her kissing the lifeguard at the neighborhood pool. That should have been the end of it, but young, dumb loyalty kept me locked in. Smack! Dude, if it didn't work out the first time, why did you go back to her? And I don't want to hear because it was your buddy's sister, but you built an attachment to her. Guys, you should never let yourself be attached really to anybody. I can understand your kids, but that's about it. Attachment brings suffering, and look what it brought here. You kept going back to her, and she knew she could keep pulling BS, cheating on you, hurting you, and you'd always come back for more. You taught her that. I'm not saying it to be a jerk. I'm just saying this so guys can learn this from your mistakes. Well, fast forward in time, 3 daughters, 2008, 2010, and 2012. Money was tight, emotions unstable, and whenever things got tough, she kicked me out of our own home. I crashed somewhere else, she'd cool down, I'd come back, that was our normal. So that was pretty much how it was when you were teenagers and all, the on-again, off-again breakups, and that's how it was when you were married and had kids. Big surprise. And I gotta say it, because everybody else is thinking it, how do you know the kids are yours? I hope they're yours, I'm going to assume they're yours, but still, this is not someone that you be with. So gentlemen, again, learn from his mistakes. But it is what it is. We're here to help him. In 2014, we got married, hoping structure would fix the dysfunction. Smack! Yeah, really. You married her? At least before, you weren't locked in by the government. It did not. Her moods, accusations, and emotional instability only got worse. Yeah, because now she knew she had you locked in. Now she could get even worse. By 2019, we divorced cleanly. No war, no court madness, we just separated and went our ways. Well, that's nice, but you still have 3 kids, and she can fight a war that way. Around that time, my family decided to sell my grandmother's old house up north, a place tied to my family's history, so I bought it myself. It was my first big step as an independent man again. Jessica hated it. Called it stupid, a money pit, etc., but she wasn't mad about the house. She was mad she couldn't control my decisions anymore. Well, there you go. Well, thank God you finally divorced her and you were done with her. Okay, you learned. But you still have 3 kids with her. And yeah, they hate when they can't control you. Well, then I started my HVAC business. I built it from nothing. Long days, long nights, all grind. Good for you, man, for going into a business and a good solid trade. Shit, come down to Florida. There's a never-ending demand for those services. Eventually, she and the kids ended up moving back into my home after her parents sold the place that they were living in. Life actually felt calm for a moment, too calm in hindsight. Did you just say that after you divorced and after all the trauma and drama, she moved back in with you? Really? Smack. Bro, why? If she can't afford to take care of the kids, that would have been a great opportunity to get the kids. I mean, I don't know all the facts here, but that's just how I see it. Because then I made a mistake that would blow everything up. I hired her into my HVAC company. Smack! You hired your ex-wife. Gee, how's this going to go? Bro, I have great sympathy for what you're going through right now. I know how the story goes, and I want the best for you. But, dude, you have not helped yourself through the teenage years and the 20s, and then marrying her, and then now this. Guys just can be so dumb. She acted like we were rebuilding our family. But while she was on the payroll, she was using work hours to research homes, schools, and jobs in another state. She wasn't planning a future with me. She was planning an exit funded by me. See? It was all a big scam to use you. Probably you wanted to do all this for your daughters. And I can understand that. But you had to know she was a snake. Well, one day I came home from work and the house was empty. Kids, the dog, everything gone. No warning, no conversation, just silence. And just like that, she was gone. It's like Forrest Gump. And took all your shit. And most importantly, your kids. I hope at this point you've learned to never trust her. Now your kids have this wacko. I filed an emergency motion immediately. The court up north sided with me. Well, that's interesting. She left with them in October 2019. They were returned to me by November. For a moment, I thought that nightmare was behind me. Then March 2020 hit. COVID shut everything down. The courts, schools, travel. She asked if the kids could stay with her in the other state for 2 weeks until things calmed down. After everything you've been through, all the bullshit she pulled, no way should you trust her. Well, 2 weeks became a month. A month became months, and when the kids said they wanted to stay longer, I respected their wishes. I didn't want to drag them into a legal tug-of-war during a pandemic. So you caved. Now, maybe the kids wanted to see their mom, I don't know, but still terrible idea. I didn't realize she had just set the long-term play in motion. From 2020 to 2024, she rebuilt the entire narrative. She became the daily parent, and I became the long-distance one. Still, she's pulling bullshit on you. Either she's a great chess master, or I'm sorry to say, brother, with regards to her, you haven't been too bright. You cannot trust anything she says or does. I still had the girls every summer up north, and I never stopped being present, but she had the home field advantage, and she used it. Of course she did. By 2023, I realized the truth. If I didn't physically move to their state, I'd slowly become a visitor in my kids' lives. So in October 2024, I made the hardest decision of my life. I moved to the other state to be near them. Well, that certainly, says something about you. You're willing to make sacrifices for your kids and all that, and that's great and fatherly. But you got to make the smart decisions and anticipate anything she can throw at you. My HVAC business up north kept me alive, and I rented my house so I could afford the move. But the moment I planted my feet in the new state, she struck. Before I moved, she had filed to recalculate child support up north. In mediation, I tried to explain I hadn't even started my new job yet. The court didn't care. Of course, or not the court, mediation didn't care. Of course it didn't care. And I want to point out, he said that she's trying to recalculate it based on money and the cost of living up north, which obviously was much higher than down south. So it's not matching the cost of living down south. They didn't care, and once I moved, the hearing happened, and I never got in. They gave her a Zoom link, and nobody told me I need a special form. I filed a continuance 6 days before the hearing, and the court denied it the morning of. I emailed her at 7 o'clock asking for the link, and she ignored me. Of course she did, but again, you were trusting her, brother. Then they went forward without me and slammed me with a $2,700 a month support order, plus arrears that I didn't owe. Garnished immediately, I felt like a financial knockout punch, but life wasn't done. Good God. I'm sorry this happened to you, man. I really am. And the kids don't have their good father with them, and you're suffering. But I can't let it go that some of these things I think could have been avoided if you didn't trust her as much and all. I think a lot of things you did, hoping for the best for the kids. 8 months after the default order, around October 2025, my renters up north told me they were moving out for a new job in another state. Suddenly, I had no rental income, a full mortgage, repairs to make, and 2 months of vacancy. My credit card shot up. I was staring at bankruptcy. And at the exact same time, my mom passed away in April 2025. When it rains, it pours, guys. That's usually how it works. You're suffering, and then there's more shit that comes at you. It's a test to see what you got inside of you. She never got the time with my daughters as she deserved. Jessica, my ex, made sure of that. She wouldn't let the kids up north for anything. Well, of course she didn't. I had moments in 2025 where I almost moved back. Packed everything emotionally, ready to quit. My oldest daughter even told me I should have stayed up north so I could have saved money and spent it on them instead of court. Well, that sounds real nice of her. It cut deep because she didn't understand the price I paid to be near them, but I stayed. Well, you're staying near them for you, and you're staying near them for them, but it sounds like your older daughter sounds like a bit of a selfish little a-hole there. Sounds like your ex-wife is getting her claws in her. Because I left, my ex won, and my kids would lose a father who shows up consistently. Would lose a father who normally shows up consistently. So I fought. I rented the house again, paid for repairs I couldn't afford, survived off scraps, and stayed in my kids' lives every day. Financially drained, emotionally destroyed, but present. Well, I'm glad you didn't back down. I knew you'd find somebody to rent the place, obviously. And so now your mortgage in that house is being paid, and you're making a little something off the rental income. And obviously you found a way to get the repairs done. You're making it. I'm not sure what you do for a job where you are now, but if you can start up your HVAC business again, there's always money in that. Eventually, I had a complete emotional breakdown with my lawyer in the new state. And that's when she said something that changed everything. She said, you need to file a motion to vacate the default judgment. I didn't even know that was possible. And she couldn't help me file it because she is not licensed up north. So I had to do it alone. I used ChatGPT to help draft motions, structure arguments, and pull legal language together. It became my research assistant when no one else could help. And here's the crazy part. The motion is airtight. Now waiting for the ruling. If it's granted, and it should be, everything flips. The 2700 order disappears, the garnishment stops, arrears wipe out. And child support pauses until March 2026 when the court in the other state takes over custody and timeshare completely based on reality, not the blind rulings up north. Well, I would imagine if she has the kids and they're under 18, she's still going to get child support, but obviously won't be as high as it was up north. But my question is, couldn't you hire a lawyer up north to do this? I mean, ChatGPT or these AI things are not ironclad. Their flaws have been found in them for various things, but I hope that works for you, man. Meanwhile, the house that almost sank me it'll soon be cash flowing an extra $1,000 a month in my pocket. Well, that's really good. She tried to drown me until my oldest aged out. Now she's watching the water drain out of her own bucket. If I could have talked to my 2020 self, I'd tell him this. Never let them go to another state without a written agreement. Never trust the whole, it's just 2 weeks. Never rely on friendly co-parenting terms without court documentation. Vague orders become weapons. Clarity protects you. And when you're friendly, stay stoic, stay structured, and protect yourself because one day you may disagree, and she will use every inch of that order against you. I agree with everything you said here in hindsight. And guys listening to this can learn from that. But I think you also add something to the list is never trust your ex any further you can throw her. At all. And the sad thing is this was your buddy's sister, and I can imagine what he is thinking about all this. Are you still friends? I mean, he's the uncle to your children, What I learned is simple. Show up for your kids. Every day, even when it crushes you, even when you're broke, even when the system laughs in your face, show up. Kids eventually see who stayed, who fought, who endured. And now everything she tried, after everything I survived, I'm finally on the edge of a complete reversal. This wasn't the end of me. It was the forging of me. Sincerely. Well, man, I am sorry what you went through. And your code name, secret name is Jack. Jack, I'm sorry for what you went through. You made a lot of mistakes. And some were understandable because you're very young. And other ones, obviously, you did because you're thinking of the kids and all that. But my God, man, if there's anything to take out of this, number one, never ever trust your ex at all about anything. Get everything in writing. And but also now you have strength. I'm glad you're persevering. You made mistakes, I get it. But you're staying close to your kids. Because if you were as close to them as you are, really she could get her clutches in them and mess them up, you know? But I say keep on fighting, keep doing what you got to do. Do the smart thing. Don't let your emotions always do your thinking. Do what's smart in here. It's a chessboard, and be a chess master with the situation. The problem is your ex really knows you and knows how to push your button. She has your number, as all exes usually do. They're masters at it. Don't let her fucking win. Don't back down. Your kid, and I don't like that comment that your older daughter made. Maybe I took it out of context, but it seemed like, she's focusing on herself. But hopefully you being around can have a better influence on the kids. And maybe you can start an HVAC business in the new state that you're living in. But I do hope things work out for you. But if this thing you did to save money through ChatGPT doesn't work, and I hope it does, but I don't know about that, perhaps it's time to hire an attorney up north. I know, again, money's tight, but you found a way to survive now. You can survive again and to fight that. So you're not having to pay that ridiculous amount based on the money from the north, cost of living up north, as opposed to, obviously, much less down south. And then just keep pushing through, and when the kids get old enough, they're 18 up, if that's what it is, you're free from that albatross around your neck, and then you can move on. But, yeah. So, guys, I know this guy's made a lot of mistakes. He knows it, but offer him some support. For those of you guys who have been through hell, just like him, been through the court battles, the fights with the ex-wife, let him know, give him some support. Anybody out there is an attorney or anybody is a professional, he could use some support as well. Let's help him out on Thanksgiving. So, bro, happy Thanksgiving. Don't give up. All the guys have your back. And again, indeed, please do learn from the mistakes you made. And I'm hoping you did. But you're going to be all right. Just keep pushing forward. That's the thing about life. It is amazing. You said that you've been going through hell this year, 2025. All this BS. You said your mom passed away. I'm sorry about you losing your mom. Things always seem to happen when it rains, it pours. And it really does test us. And it's amazing how that works. It's like one fucking thing after the other. You don't want to get out of bed because there's more shit to deal with. And while, yes, that's life and shit happens, it's always really all at once. But you're going to get through this, and you're going to look back at this time and say, holy crap, this really forged me. This really showed me what I am. So, guys, if you guys are struggling right now, know you're not alone. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. I'm sure you like the video. Share it with your friends and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.